majestic is your name in all the earth. Oh Yahuwah Elohim, how majestic is your name in all the earth. Oh Yahuwah, we praise your name. Oh Yahuwah, we magnify your name. Prince of Peace, mighty Elohim. Oh Yahuwah Elohim Almighty. Oh Yahuwah, we praise your name. Oh Yahuwah, we magnify your name. Prince of Peace, mighty Elohim. Oh Yahuwah Elohim Almighty. Oh Yahuwah, we praise your name. Oh Yahuwah, we magnify your name. Prince of Peace, mighty Elohim. Oh Yahuwah Elohim Almighty. Oh Yahuwah, we praise your name. Oh Yahuwah, we magnify your name. Prince of Peace, mighty Elohim. Oh Yahuwah Elohim Almighty. My highest praise to Yahuwah Elohim Most High. We have come to the end of the 7th day of the Feast of Tabernacles. And we have now embarked upon YAH'S we have now embarked upon the arrival of Yahuwah's Holy Creation Sabbath of the 3rd quarter of the moon. Of the 3rd week of the 7th biblical lunar month, TISHRI 6008. This week is the Feast of Tabernacle has been a great memorial of Yah's people Israel who lived in booths when they came out of Egypt. And so this evening we are now celebrating a feast that is not known among the majority of Israel. But thank Yahuwah that there are a few who still know and celebrate the feast of Yahuwah. And so I'm going to read from Leviticus 23, where Yah's feasts are recorded, so that for those of us who are not acquainted with Yah's feast, because Yah's feasts have been hidden from us, because we have been led astray by the false shepherd of Rome, and so Yah's feast is not known among us. And so, as I said, when I saw how the pagan feasts of Rome are celebrated, I made a covenant that I would honor Yahuwah, my Elohim, whenever his feast days comes around. And as we can see, that Yah's first feast is his Sabbath, as recorded in Leviticus. In Leviticus 23, verses 3, and I think I should just have a look at it. It says, 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest, a holy convocation. You shall do no work on it. It is the Sabbath. It is the Sabbath of Yahuwah in all your dwellings. So as we know that the Sabbath is Yah's great sign between himself and his people and his Hebrew people Israel. And so as we now come to the end of the feast, the 7th-day Feast of Tabernacles, we are about to do or to remind us what Yah expects of his people Israel. Then Yahuwah spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, The 15th day of the 7th moon is the Feast of Tabernacles, for 7 days unto Yahuwah. On the first day there shall be a holy convocation. You shall do no regular work. And that was 7 days ago. But the 7th day you shall offer an offering made by fire. On the 8th day. So, the 8th day is today, which is Tuesday on Rome's Gregorian calendar, because Yah's Sabbath begins at the sunset. So today is the 8th day. And I'm saying, when I look on Yah's calendar, it's like I'm reading the scripture. It is mathematical. It is to the point. There is no remainder. It is precise. And so it says, on the 8th day, which is today, which is Tuesday on Rome's calendar, you shall have a holy convocation, the last great day. You shall offer an offering made by fire to Yahuwah. It is the closing gathering of Yahuwah's sacred year. And you shall do no customary work, regular work. These are the feasts of Yahuwah, which ye shall proclaim to be holy convocations, to offer an offering made by fire, by Yahuwah, an offering made by fire to Yahuwah, a burnt offering, a grain offering, a sacrifice, and a drink offering required each day. Those are during the 7 days. These are in addition to those for Yahuwah's Sabbaths, and in addition to your gifts and whatever you shall vow, and all the free will offerings you give to Yahuwah. So, on the 15th day of the 7th moon, which we know is month, when you have gathered in the fruits of the land, you must keep the feast unto Yahuwah for 7 days. On the first day, there shall be a Sabbath, which was 7 days ago, which was the Sabbath of the full moon. And on the 8th day, a Sabbath, which is today, the Sabbath of the 3rd quarter of the moon. And on the day before, which was the preparation day, which is the 21st of TISHRI and YAH'S creation calendar, and September 27th on Rome's Gregorian calendar. On the day before, you can take choice fruits from the trees, pomegranate and palm branches, leafy branches, and willows of the brook, and you shall rejoice in front of Yahuwah, your Elohim, for 7 days. You shall keep the feast to Yahuwah forever in your generations. You shall celebrate in the 7th moon, which we know the moon is each month, and you shall live in booths. That is what many of our Hebrew brothers and sisters have been doing during the week, living in booths for 7 days. All who are native born children of Israel shall live in booths, in order that your generations may know that I made the children of Israel to live in booths when I brought them out of the land of Egypt. I am Yahuwah, your Elohim. So Moses declared to the children of Israel the feast of Yahuwah. Yes, thus ends the reading of Leviticus 23, verses 1 to 44. And this evening, today, we did verses 33 to 44. Come and magnify Yahuwah, for he is worthy to be praised. Come and magnify Yahuwah, for he is ready to be praised. Oh, blessed be the rock, oh, blessed Blessed be the rock of my salvation. Hosanna. Ooh, blessed be the rock. Yes. Blessed be the rock of my salvation. Yes, Leviticus says we are to sing before Yahuwah. And as it happens, because Rome have changed times and laws and have led Yahuwah's Hebrew people astray, there's no one here with me to sing before Yahuwah for 7 days as Yahuwah have command. But this will not be forever. This soon will end, because Yahuwah have promised to gather his children from the four corners of the earth, from where he has driven them among the countries because of their sins, because of the sin, rebellion, and idolatry of our ancestors. And so we are looking forward to Yahuwah, words to come to pass, when, as Isaiah 66, 22 and 23 says, and it shall come to pass, for it says, for as the new heavens and the new earth which I will make shall remain before me, so shall your seed remain before me, says Yahuwah. And it shall come to pass that from one new moon to another, and from one Sabbath to another, shall all flesh come to worship before me, says Yahuwah. So at this time, Yahuwah is gathering Israel from the four corners of the earth from which he has driven them. And I'm going to read something that struck me today, because I have always heard about the dry bones that Ezekiel saw. But it did not dawn on me that those dry bones represented Israel, who have been slaughtered, and their bodies lay on the ground, probably even without burial, because of what the other nations have did to them because of their idolatry, and because Yahuwah had turned his back on them. I'm going to read something here in Ezekiel, and I hope we will be blessed by this promise from Yahuwah. It says, then he said unto me, prophesy to the wind. Oh, I think I need to find where it begins. Let me see if I can go where it was. Yes, and it says the hand. Well, you know, this is the King James, so you will see Lord. But of course, I will restore Yahuwah's name, because Lord is a title. Let me get that clear. The word of Yahuwah was upon me, and he carried me out in the spirit of Yahuwah, and sat me down in the midst of the valley, which was full of bones. And he caused me to pass by them round about, and behold, there were very many in the open valley, and lo, they were very dry. And he said unto me, Son of man, canst these bones live? And I answered, O Yahuwah Elohim, thou knowest. Again he said unto me, Prophesy upon these bones, and say unto them, O ye dry bones, hear the word of Yahuwah. Thus said Yahuwah Elohim unto these bones, Behold, I will cause breath to enter into you, and ye shall live. Yes, Yahuwah will cause these bones to live again, just like Israel will live again. And I will lay sinew upon you, and I will bring up flesh upon you, and I will cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and ye shall live, and ye shall know that I am Yahuwah. So I prophesied as I was commanded. And as I prophesied, there was a noise, and behold, a shaking. And the bones came together, bone to bone. And when I beheld, lo, let's turn the page. Yes, it says, and when I behold, lo, sinew and the flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them above, but there was no breath in them. Then he said unto me, Prophesy unto the wind, prophesy, son of man, and say to the wind, Thus said Yahuwah Elohim, Come from the four winds, O breath, and breathe upon these slain, that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived, and stood upon their feet, an exceedingly great army. So Israel, you will stand on your feet once more, because Yahuwah's word have proclaimed it. Yes, there stood upon their feet a great and exceeding great army. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Did you hear? These bones, these dry bones, are the whole house of Israel. Behold, they say, Our bones are dried, and our hope is lost. We are cut off for our path. Therefore, prophesy and say to them, Thus said Yahuwah Elohim, Behold, O my people, I will open your... Yes, that's what gripped me this morning. I will open your graves, and cause you to come out of your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. So Yahuwah promised to open the graves of his people, Israel, where they have been buried, where they have been murdered and killed and oppressed. And he says, I will bring you into the land of Israel. And he shall know that I am Yahuwah, when I have opened your graves, O my people, and brought you out of your graves, and shall put my spirit in you. Hallelujah. And ye shall live. And I will place upon you, and I will place you in your own land. Then ye shall know that I am Yahuwah, that I, Yahuwah, have spoken it and perform it, said Yahuwah. Yes, I don't want to go over my time this evening. Yes, I, Yahuwah, have spoken it and performed it, says Yahuwah. The word of Yahuwah came unto me again, saying, moreover, son of man, take one stick, and write upon it for Judah, and for the children of Israel, his companion, and take another stick, and write upon it for Yoshif, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of his companions, and join them one to another. Yes, and join them one to another into one stick. Yes, into one stick. They shall become one in thine hand. All right? They shall become one in thy hand. And when the children of the people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not shew us what thou meanest by these? Say to them, thus says Yahuwah Elohim, behold, I will take the stick of Yoshif, which is in the land of Ephraim, and the tribe of Israel, his fellow, and put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in my hand. And the stick whereon thou writest shall be in thy hand before thine eyes. Let's see, how many minutes do I have? Yes, I'll have to end. Yes. And say unto them, thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land. And I will make them one nation in the land of the mountain of Israel, and one king to them all. And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. Neither shall they defile themselves anymore with idols, nor their detestable thing, nor any of their transgressions, but I will save them out of all their dwelling places wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them, So they shall be. So they shall be my people, and I will be their Elohim. This is the part that I'm looking forward to. And David, my servant, shall be king over them, and they shall have one shepherd. They shall also walk in my judgment and observe my statutes and do them. And they shall dwell in the land that I have given to Jacob, my servant. Let me see how many minutes I have. Well, let me end here because I don't want to not be able to end properly. So we have come to this end of the 7-day Feast of Tabernacles. And today is the Sabbath of the 3rd quarter of the moon of the 7th biblical month, TISHRI 22. And as we read, it is to be a day of holy convocation. We have seen that Israel have been scattered because of the sins of our ancestors and their idolatry. But how grateful we are to Yahuwah Elohim, who prophesied through his servant, through his prophet Ezekiel, that Israel and Judah will become one stick. Ephraim, Josheph, and Ephraim shall be one stick, and Israel will no longer be divided. Israel will be one nation, where Yahuwah is their Elohim. Yes, Yahuwah will be their Elohim. And Yahuwah will remove from out of their hearts sin and transgression and all the detestable sins that Israel is guilty of. Because I want to have one video, I'm just going to say we have strayed from Yah because of the sins of our ancestors. But Yahuwah promised to redeem us and to put flesh and sinew upon us. And there will be one nation, not two nations, Israel and Judah. So let us